I can't even believe the reactions I'm seeing to this chapter of like Fire Brigade of Flames. Like just reading it and then seeing the comment sections as well on like, you know, certain sites saying, oh, this is bullshit, it's nothing special, it's like crap, it's like, oh, what the fuck, that makes no sense with the heart and everything, and I'm like, you gotta aim the court. Like all this moaning I'm hearing on literally chapter 1, it's the second chapter of the series in chapter 0. People are expecting a fucking masterpiece from like 2 chapters, and I just want to get this out of the way before I really go into it. Like, is the series anything like, oh my god, amazing, you have to read? I mean, no, it isn't. It's so far, okay, run of the mill, average like that. It's not the greatest. I enjoy it for what it is, and I've got a lot of expectations for it. Fucking Soya at the start had the first 3 chapters, and I didn't even care about it like that. Like the first even 3 episodes of the anime, and the introduction stuff. It's like, it's literally technically the first chapter when we get to see what they do. People are like generally complaining that, oh, this isn't where the heart's supposed to be, like, you know, it's that. I don't know. When you tell me the anatomy of a fucking demon, then I will actually then take your word for it. And then not to mention as well, it was a giant fucking hole in the chest. Like, are you serious? It like blew a fucking giant hole. Like, I cannot believe like how like, see, this is the stuff that infuriates me a lot. And it's like, it's not even just even about this manga. It's about loads of other series, even animes, entitled little pieces of shit just like ranting and raging about free manga that people, I mean, I'm not defending like a lot of the translators and all that. Some of them can get a bit lazy and, you know, they're not on time, like we should have had this earlier. Yes, like regardless of what, you're bitching at stuff that isn't even there. It's a start of the series. Like, did Berserk start off as one of the, like, a fucking masterpiece? No, it was fucked up. It had some great chapters to start, like, even so, but it's like, did it start off at, like, fucking godlike levels? No! It was just, oh my god, he's fucking a demon, what the fuck? Like, it was like that. Tokyo Ghoul had a really interesting first chapter. Like, a lot of series, like, best way to compare it, like, it's like Smoke and Parade has an amazing first chapter like that. You know, for all I know, it could turn into shit. For all I know, it could turn into that. It's like, it's just, honestly, you just, like, people are so impatient these days about it, and they're just being entitled little pieces of shit when it comes to that. I'm not saying, like, oh, just because you're getting it free, does that mean you're supposed to like the chapters? No, I'm not saying that. That's your opinion. That's absolutely, like, you know, that's the whole fucking thing of this channel. This is my own opinion. You write in the comment section, or you do your own videos, and you, like, that's, you write your opinions. That is perfectly, like, a human fact there. But you're literally, there's a thing called setup, showing how what the demons are like, and just a lot of stuff going on in the first 2 chapters. It's like, come the fuck on! Like, that, this is like ridiculous. Like, is this sort of how we're gonna be now for like the rest of the series like that? Like, are we just gonna be like, oh, I didn't like it for the drop, like, oh, but I'm gonna keep reading it, like, and that's the thing. People are gonna be like, well, I'm gonna keep reading it anyway and bitch about it every week. Do you know what I do when I don't like manga, like some mangas or stuff like that, or I don't care through them, or I've lost interest, or even I just don't care through them at the start? I don't read them. I don't do that. And in the stuff that I do buy, I support it. So maybe, and do you know what I'm fucking gonna do when this comes out? Because it is, I'm going to buy the volume to support it. Like, seriously, that's the best thing I can say about this. Like, and these are the words I can say: grow the fuck up. That is honestly childhood school kid shit, and that's a shame, because I don't want to come into this like chapter just with a rant, and it's not even about the chapter, it's about people bitching about it. It so just infuriates me. But even so, like, the chapter itself was fine. It was absolutely fine. It had some cool moments in it as well. Like when we saw like Shinra and everyone, they went into like this sort of like this metal like factory area, and it was like, turns out like this guy, like the guy's wife, like actually turned into like one of the demons themselves, and it's like, yo, please, you know, put my wife to rest. And like they're going into this building, and you know, we're showing flashbacks as well as Shinra like saying like, oh, you know, I want to be a hero, mom, and he's like, we're in a cave, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of like some academia kind of stuff at the start, where it's like academia was like, yeah, I want to be a hero too, you know, I may be weak, but I'm gonna be strong, probably like kind of that sort of stuff. And we sort of see like kind of like the other powers, like we don't see Maki's power, like she just like clears the flames and everything. We see like everyone with their weapons, like palm bunkers, axes and shit. I will say one thing, and a lot of, like, I was saying, like, that's one thing that kind of positive out of reading those comments and stuff, was that everyone did agree, yeah, the demon looked fucking sick, like, the art is great. I definitely really like this demon design. Like I said, I'm really, like, I'll say it like I did with the first chapter, really, like, I'm very concerned of, like, if this can get very old quickly, or if this, like, how much can you really keep this content going for with just, like, flame demons and stuff like that. I'm really curious. The actual demon design kind of reminds me of sort of the end of Soul Eater, like, all those, like, sort of the Keishin's, like, sort of group and stuff like that. Really reminds me of, like, sort of that kind of design, really. But other than that, yeah, it was fine, guys. It was fine. Like, Shinra kind of, like, passing out at one bit, seeing, like, a bit of the flashback. Like, he had to literally have liquid nitrogen as a child on his feet, and, like, everyone used to keep calling him Demon because he was smiling. Like, his whole thing about his parents and all that, and his baby brother getting burnt alive was fucked up. That was some generally messed up stuff to see in there. It's like, wow, like, you know, he had to go for a lot, and that's just his way of combating it with those, that weird little grin. He's just like, no, I'm not a demon, and, like, this is his way to finally prove himself wrong. Like, no, I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna, like, prove everyone wrong. And he literally dropped, like, fucking kicks the demon in the chest, where the fucking heart is, and to say that's the only way to destroy it. And, you know, they had the prayers, but it's like, oh no, it's a certain degree to the left or so right. It's like, you know, no, that was a pretty big hole. I think either way, you're gonna take some damage from that either way. I think that's one dead demon there. Like that. I mean, it's like, seriously, it's like, also as well, it's a fucking demon. Like, the heart can be anywhere. Like, come on, the fuck. It's fucking manga, for fuck's sake. I can't believe I'm moaning where a heart is. Like, it's just, that just baffles my mind, just with that stuff. Like, and just honestly, how the chapter ends, you know, you get to see, like, everyone's getting praised, you know, like, oh, well done, and Shinra's, like, really happy, and you see, like, kind of the first time, not like that really nervous smile that he has, like, a genuine smile. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking doing my job, I'm gonna make my mom proud, and then I hope she's watching me. And it's like, it was fine. I wish, kind of, like, even though this is technically called Chapter 1, this should have kind of been more in the first chapter. Like, I think people would have been a lot more interested if they saw this at first than the Chapter 0, but mind you, Chapter 0 was introducing the characters and concepts and all that. This is technically kind of the first chapter, so, you know, you can take it or leave it with this one. Like, I think this one's better than the first one. I'd give this one, like, a solid 7. Like, I think it's a good chapter. It's nothing special, nothing like, oh my god, you gotta read it now. Like, oh my god, read it. Like, every series, like, fuck me, like, Magi, one of my favourite shonens, like, didn't start. Chapter 0 is like a little fucking kid sucking on a girl's tits. I didn't think that was a masterpiece. I didn't expect that. Tokyo Ghoul didn't start off as a masterpiece. Like, jeez, calm down, guys. Like, just calm down with it. But honestly, that's what it was. It was fine. It was a fine chapter. I don't want to see no more bitching like that on Stat. If not, if you're genuinely upset about that stuff, then you've seriously got a problem with, like, just enjoying stuff where you, like, thinking of small details in a manga, in a fantasy manga, like, stuff like that bugs you. But, hey, that's your own deal with the issue. I'm just going to keep enjoying it for what it is, and if it turns out crap, it turns out crap. If it turns out good, it turns out good, and it turns great, it turns out great. That's the lesson of today. I hope I taught some of you kiddies something a little bit there. But that's all from me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next